Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all honor, all praise, and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, we know the scriptures do say, I believe it's in the book of Sirach, the 14th chapter, around the 7th or 8th verse, it says, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. But at the end, he will declare his wickedness. And now apparently Trump is discussing with the DOGE about a dividend that they would be able to use as a refund to pay taxpayers a $5,000 check. And it's like, you know, every now and then they'll do things like this to get in good graces with the people, especially knowing that the people are hurting. You know, people are doing bad. So, you know, anything is a good look. But we understand never to trust the enemy. All right. This devil is never capable of doing anything righteous. So, you know, what is the catch? And, you know, we're going to find out. But I'm going to play this little video right here. This is from Snyder Reports. As a matter of fact, let me subscribe to him. But he pretty much is going to break down, you know, what they got in stores. Trump stimulus plan, millions of refund checks to Americans. Now, I'm wondering if, you know, with Trump talking about getting rid of, you know, income tax and all that, just so that they can start giving limited income or fixed income rates to people, and that they can expect this in a timely fashion, which if they were to do that and get people used to it, I could see that becoming a form of universal basic income, where you just get dependent on a fixed income that the government give to you on a timely basis. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, but I'm gonna play this video so y'all can listen.
The Trump administration is now proposing something that would be unprecedented at this time. They are considering issuing refund checks to millions and millions of Americans. This could actually be larger than all the stimulus that was passed previously during the pandemic. This means those $1,200 stimulus checks, those $600 stimulus checks, those $1,400 stimulus checks may not be anything. We may see a larger refund check being sent back to the American people because we overpaid. I want to explain what's going on, why this is happening at this time, and what the Trump administration is now saying. But keep in mind, what Donald Trump is saying today is exactly what he was saying about a year ago. I'm going to break this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And very skeptical about what the Trump administration is doing and why Elon Musk has all this power that he is now putting together a team called the Department of Government Efficiency. They're going into every single agency, every single program, and determining where there's federal waste and fraud. We just learned the other day that there are, millions of people that are over the age of 120 years old. Millions of people that are still receiving Social Security payments. That's just a portion of the fraud that we're continuing to see and the mismanagement of funds. But look at this. It says federal government has wasted trillions. Trump and Musk are saying enough. They are going through every single program. They're going through every single agency and trying to minimize the amount of waste, means layoffs, and a massive amount of them. Well, if we see layoffs in the thousands, the tens of thousands, because according to reports, more than 80,000 people, more than 80,000 federal workers, they opted for the deferred resignation. So on September 30th, they will be done working for the federal government. Technically, they are already done working, but they're going to still get it paid, plus they get their benefits all the way until September 30th. But listen to what Donald Trump is saying. This is something that was published, and this is under Donald Trump's actual YouTube account. Okay, this was published a year ago. All right, and again, I want you to listen to this. Okay, listen to this and let me know what you think. Okay, because this is what's happening at this time, and this is why Democrats are furious. Listen to this.
Crooked Joe Biden, our disgraced president, has wasted trillions of taxpayer dollars in less than 3 years, causing uncontrolled inflation that is crushing working families. Reining in Biden's wasteful and unnecessary spending is vital to stopping inflation and rescuing our economy from ruin. But the pain...
So the thing is, they trying to figure out, with all these different programs and all this funding that the government has been doing, they're trying to figure out where all the wasted money was going and cut that off. And then, all the spending, which, they spent a lot of money on the migrants that came, the programs that actually sustained them. They spent a lot of money on these proxies, of course. Ukraine, helping Israel with the Iran proxies. So a lot of money was going different places, but the question is, what is he going to do to stop the inflation? Because it hasn't stopped. And the more that they spend, it's only going to get worse. The more these other countries, the more they join in line with BRICS and start trading with alternative currencies, the dollar's going to weaken even more. So it's going to, the way things are progressing, the collapse is imminent. The dollar is losing its power day by day. So it's going to be interesting to see, their next moves. But this right here, I got my antennas up. If they starting to talk about a big refund, right? But let's listen to some more, then we'll get a couple scriptures.
The spending cuts must be borne by the special interests in Washington bureaucrats, not by American families and American seniors in particular. For 200 years under our system of government, it was undisputed that the president had the constitutional power to stop unnecessary spending through what is known as impoundment. Very simply, this meant that if Congress provided more funding than was needed to run the government, the president could refuse to waste the extra funds and instead return the money to the general treasury and maybe even lower your taxes, although we did give you the biggest tax reduction in history and the biggest regulation reduction in history, two things I'm very proud of.
Right there. He says, we could actually return the money. Okay? This could lower your taxes. Okay? This is something that would be huge. Impoundment. Now, I want to show you something else. This is from NPR. It says, can President Trump ignore Congress's spending laws? The debate over impoundment. Now, yes, a president does have the ability to impound the money that has been appropriated to certain agencies and programs. Think about this for a second. During the Biden administration, Pete Buttigieg, he was responsible for doling out billions of dollars. Okay, he barely did that. He barely did that. A lot of the money has yet to be spent. And now the Trump administration is finding it. And now cities like and states like New York are up in arms. Like, why are you taking this money? We were planning on using that money. That was allocated to us. The checks, okay? It was already passed through Congress. The president, under President Biden, signed the bill. Okay, this is under the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA. And then on top of that, the money was sent out. Okay, the checks were written, the money was sent out to these states and to these different cities, but the money wasn't spent. This is the issue, that the money was never spent because it was allocated for a certain thing, but then that thing changed. We didn't need it. We just didn't need it. And so now states are like, no, we want to hold on to this money. We need to hold on to this money because we're planning on using that for something else. Maybe for a road, maybe for a new bridge. Maybe they're going to pay.
So they're pretty much stepping in to say, man, nah, we're not finna just be dishing out money for you to just be sitting on it and changing your mind and figuring out what you want to do with money, because then it becomes wasted money. So we're going to step in and we're going to control that. We're going to control where all this federal spending is going. All right. So that's what the DOGE is for, right? The Department of Government Efficiency, headed by Elon Musk. All right. And this is going to get, it's going to get interesting because, we're going to wait to see, how they're going to move, with this, but from what I'm picking up, they could use this as an opportunity for more UBI conditioning, and what exactly is UBI? I'm pretty sure most of y'all know what it is, but if you didn't know, it says UBI stands for Universal Basic Income, a program that gives every person in a community a regular cash payment from the government. The goal is to reduce poverty and inequality and to provide economic security. And right now they want to start with the taxpayers. So, and then look at this this right here, where it says, why is UBI proposed? UBI is often proposed as a response to automation, the idea that machines will replace many jobs. So you can expect that this is going to be a normal thing in the near future, because that's exactly what's happening. AI, the technology is taking over and replacing humans in the job force, in the workforce. And a lot of people are getting laid off for that very reason. They figure they don't need the human error anymore. They got AI that can actually do the task and are more advanced. So with a lot of people out of work, they're going to need something to be able to sustain and live. So that's where you're going to have the dependency. Jake is going to be very quick and fast to trust in the shadow of Egypt, which the scriptures say this. So if Jake learns that they're going to get a $5,000 check, they're going to, if they didn't mess with Trump and Elon, they're going to fuck with him now. Salakia, that just came out. But yeah, if they didn't like Trump, because Jake, they can be bought cheap. So if this was to go through this plan, and people start getting these type of checks, because even when the C-19 happened, and people was down bad, people was out of a lot of people couldn't really go to work or whatever, they was getting them stimulus checks. And that pretty much pacified the masses. So it got to the point where people didn't even want to go back to work. They just wanted to keep collecting them checks while they was at home, watching Versus, doing TikTok challenges, so on and so forth. All right. So this is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. This, just to qualify the scripture, this is talking about back then, when, Judah was down bad. They wasn't right with the Most High at the time. So the Lord ended up raising up the Babylonians, to rise up into power and take over and colonize the known world. And Judah, Jerusalem got conquered in the midst of that. But Judah, they tried to link up with Egypt. They tried to make an alliance with Egypt, only to get smashed right along with Egypt. Egypt got smashed. Jerusalem got smashed. Assyria got smashed. Because it was meant for the reign of Babylon, the Babylonian Empire. So the Lord was basically saying, y'all, you're doing this in vain. All right, you trusted in the strength of them. You watch how you're going to be put to shame for putting your trust in man and manpower. It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And if you're going to trust in this government, you're putting your trust in manpower as well. Because it's not going to fix, the situation at hand. We know that the prophecies say that we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right. She's not going to be healed. This place is on a downward spiral. All right. Trump can't do nothing about it. Okay. Plus, he's there to deceive you. He's not there to work for the interests of the people. He's working for the interests of the people that put him there. So anybody that's trusting in this man, they're cursing themselves. Was that in Jeremiah 17? Cursed be he that trusteth in man, that maketh flesh his arm. So you're gonna have a lot of TikTok responses. Trump is the, we finna get, and you could hear, and you can even see Jake gonna make songs about it if this was to happen. We know how Jake can get, man. They're real simple. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And they're going to see, because you're going to be snared in. Because if they start to make these payments, you think they're going to be physical checks sent to you? What if this is the time where they're conditioning you to prepare for this system? What if it's programmable money? I could see a curveball being thrown with this whole situation, because you can never trust this devil to do anything good. So anyway, so this is one of the reasons why universal basic income would be proposed, because a lot of people will be out of work, able-bodied people. It says UBI also is proposed as a way to address economic inequality and poverty. UBI is proposed as a way to encourage entrepreneurship and employment. Well, you can't worry about that if AI is going to be taking over the employment. So this is the article right here. Musk mules sending all Americans $5,000 checks using DOGE savings. And, they're billionaires, and they're taking advantage of the fact that they're becoming more and more richer, while the working class is getting more and more poor. to the point where the poor is they're gonna be very desperate. You know, everybody's gonna eventually have their hand out, and if they don't get what they want, you're gonna see sedition in the street. Like something's got to give. All right. It says billionaire DOGE head Elon Musk said on X, formerly known as Twitter, he would ask President Donald Trump about a proposal for a DOGE dividend that would give taxpayers a refund check of $5,000 funded by the savings from his Department of Government Efficiency. And they got so much money, man. Like they can give you way more than that and be perfectly fine. You know, but this is their way of lording over the people. You know, we'll dangle, you know, a piece of meat over you while you're starving. James Fishback, CEO of investment firm Azoria and reportedly an outside advisor to DOGE, pitched the idea of a tax refund check to be sent after the expiration of DOGE in July of 2026. So they looking into the future. That's a year and a half from now. Funded exclusively with a portion of the total savings delivered by DOGE on social media on Friday and continued posting about it Thursday, tagging Musk in a tweet about the proposal. The proposal calls for 20% of DOGE's targeted $2 trillion in savings to be returned to the 79 million tax-paying households, which Fishback said would result in about a $5,000 return per household. So, you know, a lot of people would think that, oh, this is a good thing, right? But I'm sure there's a catch somewhere, man. We know this, what the scriptures say: never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And also, let me get this in Proverbs, was it 23? Yeah, this is Proverbs 23 and 6. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. You know? So it's not with good intention at all. You know, even though they try to crouch themselves, you know, like it says in Psalms 10. It is Psalms 10 and 8. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in a secret doeth he murder the innocent. You know, especially with these unrighteous decrees. You know, if you know how they're trying to handle the poor right now, trying to get them off the street, but it's not in them. They're putting them in camps to clear out the homeless in these cities. And who knows what's going on in those camps, man. It says his eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. And his monetary system, you know, that's a net that he wants to draw everybody into. Because eventually he's going to make it to where you're going to have to take that C-hip. You know, like these women, you know, they starting to, you know, feel the pressure, and they're getting spooked out, you know, because they're getting their aid money cut off, their food stamps cut off. They're introducing a bill where your SNAP card won't be able to cover your little Zuzus and Wham Whams or whatever. So this will be a way to draw you in. So we're going to be getting a fixed rate, you know, in a timely manner, and they're going to get used to that. And before you know it, if you want to continue to receive these if you want to continue to receive this aid, you want to continue to receive these payments, we're no longer dealing with cash. We're not dealing with change. Matter of fact, we already started stopped minting pennies. Then he's going to move to nickels and dimes and etc. Everything's going to be cashless. Now you're fully dependent on a digital based system now. Digital currency. Everything's going to come through that system. So he's cutting off all corners just so that he can catch you and draw you into that trap, that web. Now you have no choice. All right. He shall lend to thee, but thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. Just like that. It says, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. So, Esau is good at trying to play that humanitarian, humble role to get on the people's good side. But there's always a catch to his wickedness. And I think the ultimate solution, which we all know this, is the MOTB. He's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. And they're going to get placed in that net. And they're going to be deceived because they're going to be getting a fixed income. They're going to have access to everything through it. You're going to be treated like a citizen. You're going to get your life back through that device. People are not going to be willing to navigate outside of that system. It'll be too much. So, I don't trust it. If they move forward with this and this actually ends up happening, I definitely don't trust it. All right. Especially since, they talking about how by a particular year, they expect all people to be C-hipped. So they're conditioning the masses. They're changing how you transact. I just put up a video. The brother Yerushalayim and the main camp GMS Watchman put up a video on MasterCard. Now we're gonna change the method where you can make payments with your palm or with your face. That's not coincidental. So yeah. So we're gonna see, man. But hopefully y'all were edified, and y'all, if y'all want to watch more of this video, this is the name of the channel, Snyder Reports. All right, you can go and subscribe if you want. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to y'all, Bashem Yahweh Shai, and until the next one, Shalom.